It is day 71. I think day 71 is going to be hazy, hot, and humid, the three H's. I don't know if you can see through the trees there at all. But there's the hazy part. And I can testify to the hot and humid. It's like 10 o'clock and it's already pretty warm and humid. I started out today at Beahm's Gap, I think it's called. Beahms. It's a little after 10. I started about 7, so I don't know, 8 miles back, something like that. And I'm starting to, it's nice, I'm starting to run into more familiar faces. The last 2 weeks since I've been back on trail, since the time I was resting my ankle, I bet that whole time I saw maybe 5 through hikers in the last 2 weeks, and none that I recognize. And just today I've seen 4 or 5. There's a nice view. Skyline Drive right below there. There you go. But I've run into 4 or 5 familiar faces today, through hikers today, just today. And I just passed a couple miles back Elk Wallow wayside and saw Flamingo, who was a guy that I hadn't seen since, gosh, probably just after Damascus. He actually had to get off trail for a week with shin splints. Kind of sounded like something similar to what I had. And 2 of his friends. So it's just nice to be running into some familiar faces. If I don't know them by name, at least I recognize their face. So I think I'm starting to run into the tail end of a lot more through hikers. Like I said, it's nice to see some people that are doing the same thing you are. Well, I'm almost to Compton Gap, which was my destination for the day, but it's only like 1:30, so I haven't eaten my lunch yet. I'll eat my lunch there and then decide whether to go on further for the day. Like I said earlier, it's pretty hot. Hasn't been much to look at. In fact, this is I think my closing video for the day, and the last video was my opening video. So there's just a couple views, but nothing that I hadn't or you hadn't seen a bunch of times before. And just hot and up and down in the woods, so not much to look at today. Still did, I think, 19 miles or something like that. So it wasn't like it was particularly tough or anything. So that's why I may decide to go and do another 5, but it's tempting just to stop and put my feet up for the rest of the day too. There's a lot of people around. It's the Saturday before the 4th of July, so there's a lot of day hikers out and about. This doesn't really make any difference to me, just a lot of people. The parking lot here is full, and there I see Mrs. Mulligan patiently waiting for me in the parking lot. Always a great sight. There you can see. There's a, oops, I fall. There's the parking lot. There's the parking lot. You can see it's pretty full. See you tomorrow. It is day 72, June 30th, and I just got dropped off back at Compton Gap, which is at like mile 10 on Skyline Drive. But I think trail-wise, I've just got maybe 5 miles or less till I'm out of Shenandoah National Park, which I'm ready to move on. I enjoyed it. Just like I said, and other people have said, I enjoyed the second half a lot more than the first half. More views, it was more open. the odd blackberry milkshake and ice cream and soda doesn't hurt either, and all the services. But more than that, I'm just ready to move on from the park and move on from Virginia. It's a psychological thing. As I've said before, you're in Virginia for a long time, like 550 miles. And the Appalachian Trail term is the Virginia blues that people get. More people drop out in Virginia than any other state. I guess mainly because it's so long, but there's this sense that even with all my slack packing and support, it's just this sense that you're here so long, you're not getting anywhere, and you're not moving along the trail. So I'm ready to move on from Virginia on to Maryland, ready to get to Harper's Ferry and start checking off a few more states. So we'll check off Shenandoah National Park here in another hour or two, and then I think in another day and a half, we'll check off Virginia. I'm thinking this is the park boundary. Yep. I was going to take my permit off my pack and dump it in that box, but apparently they want me to take it with me. All right. So long, Shenandoah National Park. Till next time. On to Maryland. Oh, I scratched that. On to West Virginia. Then Maryland, then Pennsylvania. Put this under the category, you know you're not in Shenandoah National Park anymore, or in any national park for that matter. Besides the beautiful rolling hills and the, looks like farms. Big, huge fence. Don't see that in any national park. People protecting their private lands. Basically, stay out. No trespassing. It's interesting. I don't know what the deal is. I gotta ask. All the buildings are that same sort of style. Red tile roofs and white stucco. Huh. Find out what that's all about. If it's one, looks like it's one, I don't know, not resort, but one community or something. So I just crossed a major road that goes into Front Royal. You can hear the traffic. There's the road right there. And literally 10 yards to my right. There's a fence there, and I just saw bears 7 and 8. I don't know if you can count number 8, but 7 was Mama going over that fence, and 8, you probably counted 7 1/4, was a cub. Couldn't have been more than a couple months old. I don't know. Couldn't have been more than 4 or 5 pounds, going up a tree like that close to me, like literally 10 feet away. Which made me a little nervous because I wasn't sure where Mama was. But so there's 7 and 8, where you at least expect it. I mean, literally right next to the road here. Just walking under I-66. Who knew? I used to live not that far from here. And who knew whenever I drove on 66 out this way, I was driving right over the AT. I had no idea.